Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do Dragons Do Eat Homework by the Bailey School Kids, the junior chapter books. However, I recently hurt my back, so it's going to be a choppy. I'll try to keep it all one video, but it's going to be poorly edited. I'm going to be honest, because sometimes I just have to get up and stand and move around a little bit. But with that being said, it's still going to be a wonderful book. So if we're all ready to go and you're all comfy and you got all your little snacks or all your blankies and you're getting ready for bed or a nap, that sounds great. And if you need a few minutes, go ahead and hit pause and then come back. In the meantime, here we go. Let's get some glasses on too. Always helps. Dragons do eat homework. Something I guess I never knew. Number 1, Howie. Do I have to go in there? Eddie asked his friend Liza, Melanie, and Howie as they stood beside him in front of Bailey City Elementary School. Oh, tongue-tied today for sure. Melanie patted Eddie on the shoulder. Don't worry, there are no monsters or aliens in there. As we know, there have been. Oh, yes, there are, Eddie said. They're called teachers. Teachers aren't monsters, Howie said. They help us learn things. Liza nodded. School is fun. Eddie stomped his foot. Bike riding is fun. Swimming is fun. Video games are fun. Playing soccer is fun. Melanie added, but school is not fun, Eddie said. It's as icky as spinach. I actually like spinach. Howie shook his head. There is one good thing about school. 2. Yeah, school. What could possibly be good about school? Eddie asked. I like spelling, Liza said. Yuck, Eddie said. The letters always get mixed up in my head. It's like the attack of the killer words. I'll look this up. I like math, Melanie told Eddie. Math? Eddie screamed. I get itchy just thinking about math. I am allergic to math. Liza giggled. You can't be allergic to math. I hope we learn how to multiply this year, Howie said. Eddie scratched his arm. I'm feeling itchy already. I like math and spelling too, Howie said. But the very best of school is homework. I think not. Yeah, no. Let me know how you feel about that in the bottom. Eddie took one look at Howie and fell flat on the ground. It was true. Howie loved homework. He would rather read than watch TV. He worked on math problems instead of playing video games. He did science projects just for fun. I mean, I do science projects just for fun. Doesn't mean I love homework. Howie's just a bit different, that's all. Chapter 3, Oak Tree. A few weeks later, something very strange happened. Liza, Melanie, and Eddie were waiting for Howie under the giant oak tree on the playground. It was their favorite place to meet before school. A chilly fall breeze was knocking leaves off the tree. Where's Howie? Liza asked as she zipped up her jacket. Howie is never late for school, Eddie said. See, there he is now. Howie was walking slowly across the playground. His sweatshirt was torn. Leaves and twigs stuck out of his blonde hair. Mud covered the knee of his jeans. What happened to you? Melanie asked. Howie looked at his friends. You're never going to believe me, he said. Never in a million years. Chapter 4, Mr. Zepp. That's an interesting name, Mr. Zepp. Just then, the school bell rang. Hurry, or we'll be late, Liza said. Melanie, Liza, and Eddie dashed for the door. Howie didn't run. He didn't jog. He didn't hurry at all. He walked like he was in a dream. Their teacher starts every morning exactly the same way. Mr. Zepp waited for everyone to get settled. He always had to wait for Eddie the longest. Then Mr. Zepp said in a very quiet voice, Please pass your homework to the front of the rooms. Kids pulled papers out of their bags. They grabbed pages from their desk. They tugged papers from their notebooks. They even dug into their pockets. I had a few classmates like that. Howie, Mr. Zepp asked, where is your math homework? Everyone looked at Howie. His freckles stood out of his pale face. as he answered in a low, shaky voice. I don't have it, he stammered. A dragon ate my homework. Now, what would you think if anybody said that, if it was your classmate? And what would you think if you were an adult and that was said to you? Not even as a teacher, just somebody that overheard the whole story. I'd be a little apprehensive, like, yeah, sure, kid, a dragon ate your homework. I believe you. Chapter 5, Dragon. What? Liza gasped. What? Melanie asked. What? The rest of the kids shouted. Howie always had his homework. Huh? That's what everybody in the room was like. Huh? Howie, Mr. Zeb. Oh, sorry. Turn the page, Danny. Then the whole class laughed. Even Liza giggled. Eddie fell on the floor and rolled around. He laughed so hard his belly hurt. I mean, yeah. Excuse me. I don't know where that yawn came from. It's not funny, Howie said. I was taking a shortcut through the woods this morning. Something swooped down and snatched it right out of my backpack. It was a dragon. I know it was. You have to admit that your story is crazy, Melanie said. It's like saying an octopus stole your lunch money. Or a mermaid spilled your milk, Liza added. Even I know there are no such thing as dragons, Eddie said. Nobody believed Howie. Chapter 6, No Homework King. The next day, Howie was even later. His friends waited for him under the oak tree. When he finally came out of the woods, he didn't say a word. Leaves stuck out of his hair. Mud caked his knees of his jeans. He dragged his backpack on the ground behind him. What is wrong with your backpack? Eddie asked. Got burnt, Howie answered as he walked past his friends. By a sneezing dragon. When Mr. Zeb asked for his spelling homework, Howie shook his head. I don't have it, he said. The dragon ate it again. Every day that week, the same thing happened. When Mr. Zeb asked for Howie's homework, he said, the dragon ate it. This is crazy, Melanie said to Howie one day after school. You love homework. Liza nodded. What's wrong, Howie? Why aren't you doing your homework? Eddie took off his baseball cap and tapped Howie's head. It's a crown. You're the new homework king. Not very nice. Howie's face turned red. It was as red as an apple, as red as the fire engine, as red as rocket flames. There really is a dragon, and I can prove it. Chapter 7, Dragon Hunting. Be very quiet, Eddie whispered. We're hunting dragons. He pretended to lasso a dragon, but he says it like Elmer Fudd. Be very, very quiet. We are hunting dragons. If you don't know who Elmer Fudd is, go ask your mom, or your aunt, or in some cases your grandmother. I promise you they'll know. It was early the next morning, and they were waiting in the woods for Howie's dragon to show up. Melanie tossed a make-believe net over the fake dragon. Look out, dragon, here we come, she said. I hope it's a nice dragon, Liza said. She was using her backpack as a shield to protect her from imaginary dragon flames. Shush, Howie said. It's almost time. The 4 kids dumped their backpacks on the ground and stared through the trees at the sky. It's creepy in the woods, Liza said. It's full of spiders and bats and dragons, Howie finished. The kids waited and waited. They waited so long that they each started daydreaming. Eddie's tummy grumbled. Thinking of pancakes had made him hungry. Shush, Howie said. They're growling. The growling came again. Growl. Be quiet, Howie told Eddie. Eddie gulped. That wasn't me. Chapter 8, Dragon Attack. Howie looked at Melanie. Melanie looked at Eddie. Eddie looked at Liza. Liza covered her eyes. Suddenly, a shadow fell over the kids. Overhead, a tree limb creaked. It groaned. Then it snapped. The limb fell to the ground with a shower of leaves. Ah! The kids screamed. They did the only thing they could think of. Howie ran right. Melanie ran left. Eddie ran straight. Liza stood frozen in her tracks. They crashed into one another and ended up in a pile of tangled arms and legs. We're being attacked by a homework-eating dragon, Liza yelled. Not if I can help it, Eddie said. He jumped up to fight the dragon, but when Eddie looked up, the sky was empty. Math for breakfast. Which way did the dragon go? Howie asked. Melanie helped Liza up from the ground. Twigs stuck out of their hair. The knees of their jeans were torn, mud-caked their sweatshirts. What dragon? Melanie asked. I didn't see anything. What dragon? Howie looked at Melanie like she had a carrot for a nose. The dragon that almost ate us, he told her. Melanie put her hands on her hips. There was no dragon. You've been making all of this up so that you wouldn't get into trouble for not having your homework. I'm not making it up, Howie said. Besides, I have my homework in my backpack. Howie pointed to the spot where they had dropped their school things. There was only one problem. The backpacks were gone. Oh, Eddie said. Who took our homework? Liza squealed. It was the dragon, Eddie said. He just ate our math for breakfast. Just then, the kids heard something. It was above their heads. It was loud. It sounded big. Very big. Chapter 9. Up in the sky. First, just for a minute, the sky turned as black as night. What was that? Liza yelled. It could have been a low-flying plane, Melanie said, or a superhero, Eddie said with a laugh. Liza looked up at the sky. Maybe it was just a flock of big birds. Howie shook his head. It was the dragon. Just then, Eddie saw something on the ground. It was round, and it sparkled. He reached down to pick it up. What's that? He asked. It's only a leaf, Melanie said. Eddie held it up so that the sun shone on it. That's no leaf, Howie said. It's a scale. A dragon scale. I don't like snakes either. In our past. Just no slithery thing. Oh, no. Chapter 11. Dragon Cave. On Saturday morning, the four friends met on the path that led into the woods. I am really sorry because I just realized I left my scanner on, and I think I uploaded another video like that the other day. Let's shut that off. Okay, I am really sorry about that. That's my brain not working. Chapter 11, Dragon Cave. Dragon Cave. On Saturday morning, the four friends met on the path that led into the woods. We have the entire day to look, Howie said. I'm going to prove that there is a homework-eating dragon living right here. Liza looked into the woods. Where do dragons hide? Howie held up a book about dragons. It says here, dragons hide in caves and watch over their treasures. Eddie suddenly got excited. He pushed Howie's book aside. You can keep your books. I want the treasure. Where should we start looking? Melanie asked. Just then, they heard a sound in the leaves. Howie darted behind a tree. Liza hid behind a rock. Eddie climbed up a tree trunk. Melanie dived into the bushes. Sounds like they're a little scared, just a little. Chapter 12, Knight in Shining Armor. A man walked by on the path. He was dressed in silver shoes, silver pants, silver jacket. He even had on silver glasses and a big silver bag on his shoulder. What's that? Eddie asked after the man disappeared down the path. I know, Howie said, flipping open his book to a picture. He's a dragon hunting knight. He doesn't look like a knight, Eddie pointed out. Melanie nodded. Knights wore suits of armor, not pants and jackets. But they did spend lots of time hunting dragons, Howie said as he rolled his eyes. Anyways, knights of today wouldn't wear the same stuff they did long ago, he added. That's a true fact. Why would a knight be creeping through these woods? Liza asked. To find a dragon, Eddie said matter-of-factly. Poor dragon, Liza said. She looked ready to cry. He didn't hurt anybody. Come on, Howie said. We have to follow the knight. Maybe he'll lead us to the dragon's cave. The four friends followed the dragon hunter until they came upon a small cave. The man crept up the cave. He had something big and silver in his hands. Liza dashed forward. "Stop!" she screamed. The man in the silver ducked. The cave exploded as something crashed out of it. Oh no, it says kapow. You know what else I just realized? I never told everybody what that word, what it was when you have like a word that describes a moment. It's called an onomatopoeia. So kapow, bang, shazam, stuff like that. I think that was in the last book. I am so sorry. I am so bad at this. I'm going to have to go back and put that on there. So the man in the silver ducked. The cave exploded as something crashed out of it. Kapow! "Look out!" Howie screamed. "We're about to be dragon toast." They all hit the ground and covered their heads. Chapter 13. Dragon Hunter. Swoosh, swish, swoosh. Melanie saw the glitter of shiny skin scales. I'm so sorry. That is very much a tongue twister. Womp, womp, womp. Howie heard the flutter of powerful wings. Flip, flap, flip. Liza spotted a spiked tail. It's just moving. Flip, flop, flip. Snort, snort, snort. Eddie thought he saw smoke, and then it was all gone. The man in silver jumped up from the ground. "You scared him away," he told Liza. "Why?" "I was saving him from you," Liza said. "I thought you were going to hurt him." "I wouldn't hurt him. I was just going to take his picture." The man held up a big camera. The giant scale albatross from the Dragonon Island is very rare. Oh, so it's a type of animal. That's what he's saying. It's thought to be the smartest bird alive. I've been following this bird for 10 years. Now I have to start hunting for him all over again. With that, the man took his camera and crashed through the woods after the dragon. Chapter 14. Treasure. "So it wasn't a dragon after all?" Liza asked. "It was only a bird?" Melanie asked. "There wasn't any treasure?" Eddie kicked at a rock. "We were dumb to think that a dragon would like homework." I figured it was using it to make a nest, which is a thought. "Don't be so sure," Howie said as he looked outside the cave. "You might be wrong," he said. "Maybe dragons do eat homework." The kids peeked inside the dim cave. Scales of different colors lay on the floor of the cave. "What's that?" Liza asked, pointing to a big pile. "The dragon's treasure," Howie said. "Treasure?" Eddie cheered and ran inside. "I think the treasure is homework." Yeah. Liza and Melanie followed Eddie into the cave. It was too dark in the cave to see what the treasure was. They stood there blinking in the dark for a few minutes. Then Melanie and Liza helped Howie carry everything out in the sunlight. Eddie took one look at the pile and threw his baseball cap on the ground. His face turned as red as his hair. There, piled on the ground, was backpack, books, and weeks' worth of homework. "That's no treasure," Eddie snapped. I think it is for Howie. "Yes, it is," Howie said with a grin. "Books and homework help us learn. That's the best treasure a kid or a dragon could ever have." And so then it has a picture of Howie at the end, and it says, "Winner!" What do you guys think of the book? Let me know in the comments. I do have a few more of these, so if we would like to read them, I am capable of reading them in one go. The other chapter books, I do like to break it up. So you guys let me know what you think. Read it all in one whack or break it into multiple setups. I think it's nice to sit down and just hear a whole book in a matter of 20 to 30 minutes. But you guys let me know in the comments. Everybody have a great day.